Hello and welcome to the CNBC Africa special. We're about to get money tips from world-renowned author and businessman Robert Kiyosaki. Now, of course, most of you know him for his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but we caught up with him and he gave us a lot of insights about his relationship with the controversial US President Donald Trump. He also divulged details as to why the rich were getting richer. Let's take a look.
Well, if I could plug my book here, this is called Midas Touch by real estate mogul Donald Trump, and I'm a real estate guy too.
All right.
And this was before he was President Trump.
Yes.
So I know him very well. His sons and I are very, very good friends. I endorse the family. They're fantastic people. Now, as President of the United States, there's a difference between being a private citizen and a politician. He's not a politician.
Yeah, he's trying. He is trying, and the man has not yet given up.
And he has the same disease I have. It's called foot and mouth.
Yeah, you talk before you think.
Well, I think and then I talk, and I don't really care. You know, I mean, not that I don't care. I'm not politically correct, and he's not politically correct. And it gets us in a lot of trouble because everybody has their point of view. You know, like, who should Fifi be and who should you be?
In terms of his America First policies, you know, putting America first, do you see this as being a more enabling environment for business persons in America to thrive?
Can I plug another book? This is not my book, okay? This book here.
All right.
And it's called White Working Class. It's
Okay.
about America.
Right.
And it's the reason Hillary lost to Donald. But this is not a book on politics, it's on class, all right? And the same thing is going on here in South Africa. And what is happening is the working class, be it white or black, yellow or pink, is getting crushed. So what Donald is saying, make jobs first, you know? So Hillary and Obama and the liberals, and I'm not Republican or Democrat, Hillary and those guys says, well, let's make the world rich too, at the expense of American jobs. And so Donald won because these guys love him. You know, he's saying we have to provide jobs for our people. And what Hillary and Obama and those guys are saying, well, let's export our jobs. And they did to Mexico and China, Pakistan and all that. So you have 2 points of view there. This white working class, there's a war on in America today. You know, you had this Democratic guy shoot a Republican congressman, and they're killing each other now. Same thing's going on here. And it's not about race, it's about money.
And in terms of the likening of the war that is happening in America right now with what is happening here in South Africa, because and unfortunately here in South Africa, it's not just about class alone. It's about the white class. Recently, you would have read in our headlines the attack on supposed white monopoly capital and so forth. How would you assess the political situation here in South Africa now?
Well, it's worse than America. And I talk to my white friends, they're leaving.
Why?
Because they don't want to get killed. There's going to be a war. There already is a war in America. I don't know if you know it. They're shooting people now, both white and black. And it's not really about race, it's about money. The white working class, our kids, can't get an education and there's no jobs. And their highest value is their family, not their money. So if you understand, it's about the money. And that's why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. 20 years ago, I said, why is there no financial education in our school systems? Why are most of our politicians, your country, my country, and all over the world, corrupt? Because they want the money. You know, the prime minister or the president of Malaysia, he got caught hiding $3.2 billion in his checking account.
My goodness.
And so you think, well, so I went to Malaysia and they said, don't say anything, but I'm like Trump, I have to open my mouth and put my foot in it. And I said, look, at least Mugabe, you know, he's smart enough to hide his money in Switzerland. You know? And so the Malaysian police came after me for saying that.
Right,
It's corruption that's killing everybody because everybody's greedy now because there's no money.
It is corruption, but I'm really interested in some of the conversations you're having with your white friends, as you referred to, in terms of some of them wanting to leave, obviously to protect their family. But is there not an understanding that, obviously, I mean, this is a South Africa, it's a land for all of us, and that if we're going to move forward as a country, it's about addressing the issue. And right now, the issues is around land redistribution. It is about making the country a lot more equitable. It's about inclusion. And is there not a desire maybe to engage in conversations of how to achieve this collectively as a nation?
Well, I always say it's financial education. There is zero financial education in our school systems. Most professors are broke, like my poor dad. White, black, pink, yellow, green, they don't know anything about money. You know, PhD, poor, helpless, desperate, good people, but most are communists.
So the biggest solution to addressing some of the problems that are being experienced in the US, here in South Africa, you're saying is financial literacy.
Education. There's a very big difference. Look, everybody says to their kids, you go to school to get a job, right? There's no jobs anymore. Why you go to school? And in America, I don't know about here, they come out with, you know, a lawyer comes out with $250,000 in student loan debt, and there's no jobs for lawyers. The first law school closed in America just last week, Whittier. There's no jobs. Oh, go to school, get a job. Then save money. Why would you save money when the world is printing money? You know, today governments can print money. It's counterfeit money. The rand is counterfeit, the dollar is counterfeit, the yen is counterfeit, because they can print it. Why would you save it when the government prints it to pay their bills? Why would you work for money when the government prints it to pay their employees? See, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm a capitalist. I study money. Then they say, save money, and then, why would you save it? Interest rates are near zero, and they're printing it.
For rainy days.
I'm trying to tell you something. That is not the way the rich get richer.
In terms of addressing the unemployment situation, if you are one of the unemployed who are wanting to get yourself out of this situation, what advice would you give to such people?
I became an entrepreneur. I don't need a job. I don't need a paycheck. I have approximately 1,600 employees. You know, so an entrepreneur knows how to create jobs. They teach you in school to get a job. And look, my greatest concern is making sure those 1,600 employees twice a month get a paycheck, insurance, health, retirement. That's my biggest job as an entrepreneur. They don't teach you that in school. They teach you to get a job or be a lawyer, be a doctor. And besides that, the world economy is coming down all over the world. It's not a matter of anymore saying, oh, here's the easy solution. You know, those days are gone.
So some people would love to be an entrepreneur, particularly here in South Africa, but they'll complain about access to finance. I've got this great idea, but I don't have the money. What do you say to that person?
Well, number one skill of an entrepreneur is raise capital. And then you have to, look, it's not easy anymore. Like, I'm a real estate guy. Trump's a real estate guy. I have to raise capital every single day. You know, and that's my job. I'm a professional at it. So there's Bitcoin and crowdfunding and all that. I don't trust any of it. But of course, if you do, that's up to you. Get good at it, you know. You want to invest in Bitcoin? Study it. Be good at it. You want the stock market? Study it. The stock market's going to crash. That's good news because you can make more money when it crashes, but you got to study it. You've got to be more professional today with money. And in America, they're told to put their money into retirement accounts, right? Well, that's where they steal it from. Where do you think I get my money from? From retirement accounts. You know what I mean? It's a different world out there, and they don't teach that in school. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a communist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a socialist. So my friend Donald and I are capitalists. He has great employees, great teams. He makes sure they all get paid. That's our biggest job, is to protect our employees. Our government officials, I'm talking about America, rip off people.
Your view of entrepreneurship here on the continent, I mean, you visited Africa quite a number of times. Where are we in the greater scheme of things? How do we rank?
Well, I won't invest here.
You won't invest
here? I don't trust your government.
The African government or South Africa's government?
All governments right now. I mean, my money is outside of the United States.
Outside of the United States?
Yeah.
Where?
I won't tell you that. I don't have to. I'm a private citizen. Look, understand something. There's a different game. You know, that's why I could plug my next book here. Is called Why the Rich Are Getting Richer.
And they are getting richer.
Oh, yeah. This is a wonderful time. But we have financial education. It is, what is financial education really? It's not that garbage they teach you in school. Oh, we teach economics. You got to be kidding me. Don't you know anything?
But in terms of the place of traditional education, do you think it still has a place in society in the manner that it is taught? Because such despair.
No, I mean, education is really important. But what kind of education? What does school teach you about money? Why is that? It's to keep people stupid and working for that paycheck. You know, I mean, I'm a student of education. My father was PhD, poor, helpless, desperate. He knew nothing about money. He ran the school system for the state of Hawaii, one of the most corrupt states in the whole 50 states. You know, the Supreme Court of Hawaii was asked to resign because all of them were the justices because they're all so corrupt. The Supreme Court, they asked to resign, and people in Hawaii goes, oh, no big deal. Just check the records. Okay, so, and it's because these guys are so desperate for money. They don't know how to make money, so they cheat. So, I don't pay taxes legally. There's a very big difference because the tax laws are written for certain types of people. Number one is real estate and employers, not employees. If you're an employee, you pay very high taxes. You're a doctor and lawyer, the A students, they pay very high taxes. If I employ people, I pay lower taxes. If I invest in housing and oil and food, I get tax breaks.
Can you just sum up those, maybe 3 or 4 of those lessons for our viewers?
Well, number one is how you don't pay tax. That's it.
Number 2?
Debt.
No debt.
No, are you kidding me?
Many businesses
Where do I get my money from?
Many businesses start off by getting a loan, raising debt in order to make a profit in future.
I understand, but they're not very smart people.
All right.
Look, I'm a professional money. I told you, raising capital is my gig. I'm a very professional. I have a financial statement. I know my bankers. I can show them my track record. I call my banker up and I get as much money as I want. I borrowed $300 million in the last 10 years. The average guy can't even get a loan. Why? Because they're not professional. They don't have any education. You know, in this country, we have Rich Dad's Education, Rich Dad's Coaching. You can take those courses or you go back to school. Which one? So the reason I like real estate is my banker will give me debt, right, all I want. And the government gives me tax breaks because I provide housing for people. I have 6,000 housing units. The average guy has one house and one job, and that's why they pay taxes. And that's why the banks won't lend them any money.
Time for a very quick break now. More thoughts and tips from Robert Kiyosaki on the other side. So is real estate the area where you see the most opportunity versus other sectors? You mentioned oil, you mentioned food.
No, you have to understand the tax law. See, when I invest in oil, I don't mean stocks. I don't touch the stock market because it's rigged.
Oh, all right.
It's insider trading. I mean, you know that, and I do. Come on, grow up. It's all who's your friend. Okay, it's all insider trading. You have no chance out there.
So you don't touch any stock market anywhere in the world?
I play options. I don't play stocks. Very big difference. I'm a professional at what I do. I study this. I'm 70 years old. I've been doing this for most of my life. You know, since I was 9 years old, playing Monopoly with my rich dad. He taught me, you know, the formula to get rich. When I was 9, is 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. That's it. So I have 6,000 houses, and I have several red hotels. And I have oil wells. Now, when I invest in an oil well in America, let's say I put $1 million in it, the government gives me $800,000 back immediately. I get an 80% return on my money. You invest in Exxon or BP, zero. You see, the game is always in debt and taxes. The banks want you to borrow money because I said money is counterfeit. If the banks don't lend money, they go broke. That's why they love credit card guys, because they can charge you such high interest rates.
You know, Robert, you're speaking about some of the wealth that you've accumulated throughout the 70 years that you have been existing on this planet. What is that wealth in monetary terms? Are you able to share that with us?
It's in one of the videos in the back of this book. It's where that money goes when I'm dead.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, so we have to buy that book to find out.
No, if you want to.
So you need to be smart, you need to be financially educated.
Yeah. People ask me about Bitcoin. I said I'd rather have gold, hard gold, not paper gold, not ETFs. I said, what about Bitcoin? I said, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, study it. Become the best at it, because somebody's going to kick your butt out there anyway. You know, everybody says, oh, Bitcoin's going up. I said, that's a sign of an amateur. You know, I know gold because I've been investing in gold since 1972. You know, I understand how the gold markets work. You know, China right now is stocking up on gold. So they just joined the WTO, the World Trade Organization. They got a major share of the WTO. They're going to kick our asses. They're playing the game, and gold is money. The rest is all paper. You know, they're called derivatives. So if you're holding cash, and interest rates went from 15% when I got out of college in 1970 to 0% today, why would you save money? Your money is worthless. But, oh, well, I'm saving money. Well, look at the interest rates. Look at the national debt of Africa, South Africa. Look at America. Our national debt is $265 trillion. They're going to have to print money someday to pay that off. And these guys, well, I got savings. Well, just look at the big picture. Get smarter with your money.
Your view on tech, the technology space.
It's crushing people. In America, all these guys, I'm a real estate guy, shopping centers are shutting down all over America. More stores closed in 2017 than closed in 2008. That means about 100,000 workers lose their jobs.
Why is that?
Amazon, tech. Look at this hotel. Airbnb is kicking their butt.
So then what did you make of Amazon's move to buy a brick and mortar establishment recently? You have to understand that they just bought Whole Foods. Whole
Foods. You know why? But they can use drone delivery. What Amazon did not have, that Walmart had brick and mortars, and food, shopping is the biggest thing. It's the reason people, you know, every day, I mean, every 2 times a day, 2 times a week, you're going back into the supermarket. That's what they want, because you have to buy food on a regular basis. The stores that are selling clothing are dying, and shoes are dying. So a lot of your shopping centers here are dead. Amazon just moved into Australia. Amazon moves here, you guys are dead. So that's what's happening. And please don't blame me. I'm the one who says we need to have financial education. That's why I write this book, Why the Rich Are Getting Richer. It's about debt and taxes. I use debt. The more debt I use, the less tax I pay. Those who are savings are getting crushed, and paying higher taxes on it. It's opposite. There's always 3 sides to a coin: heads, tails, and the edge. All this book does, and my 10 little videos that back up what I'm saying in this book, is for you to stand on the edge and see both sides. You know, get smarter. You know, go to school, get a job, and you stay there for life, and you save money, and you buy a house, and you invest for the long term in the stock market, and you get out of debt. It's killing people. It's bad advice.
Well, that wraps up our conversation with the very witty and honest Robert Kiyosaki there, of course, sharing his insights into how to be successful and how to get richer. Financial education being one of the most important pillars towards that step. But that's where we leave it for the CNBC Africa special. From myself, Fifi Peters, it's bye for now.